take your fucking shitty fucking fedora and go eat a dick.
Let's go to that Ian Ellis episode, shall we? Yeah, get Ian Ellis on the show. He follows me on Twitter. We got like guys that are just literally obsessed with Patrice O'Neal. I don't understand that. He plays his stand-up? What the fuck? Alright, so you recorded this, edited it, and posted it. You thought this was good? You thought this was good enough for the internet? Ian Ellis, you're through. We're going to be taking you down very shortly. Yeah, you won't be making podcasts soon.
That wasn't you, was it? I thought it was Ian Ellis, right? Am I right? Yeah. Let's look at the next Rodney Dangerfield. Fucking piece of shit. You are so ugly, Ian. No wonder you're so angry. Now it makes sense. Remember that time your mom, she wanted to fucking abort your ass? Where's your mom? He got rejected so many times. So many times he got rejected.
This is the thing. This is what happens.
Don't ever say that about my boy, Ian Ellis.
This is what happens.
He has a baby, okay? He makes babies.
I got a man.
He got pussy. By the way, that's like every nerd's proof that they got laid.
What do you want me to do with you? A comic from, where is he, Chicago? There you go. There's your plug. Go follow him at Chicago Open Mic. And go subscribe to Unbleached. And go watch them. That's all I hope you're satisfied. I don't know what to tell you. So.
Oh, Ian Ellis, of course. Ian Ellis, from Chicago. He'll be doing comedy on a bus. It's a conspiracy. It's a conspiracy. What they're carrying explosives to take down the Sears Tower, to plot by the globalists within the CIA. They're gonna use Ian Ellis' comedy and drop it on Chicago and do a thermonuclear strike, because that's the biggest bomb you can have. Can I green screen a new outfit? You motherfucker.
5 degrees.
Okay, and this is what won me over, that these guys just sit around and talk shit like this. It's hilarious. I can't say no to a friendship, if you will, with people who fucking can just hang out and riff like that.
Ian Ellis is a secret CIA agent. We've seen his act, ladies and gentlemen. He couldn't possibly be a comedian. He's obviously a double agent put in by the globalists to try and take down Sane's Entertainment.
You can get the unknown caller. I wonder who this could be.
Shut up, you dumbass. You're such a fucking idiot, you stupid. You're a dum-dum, aren't you?
Wow, listen to Jimmer calling in, pretending to be someone else.
I am Ian Ellis. You think I'm Jimmer now, but I'm actually Ian Ellis. I turned my back on you, bro. Yeah, that's right, man. It's Ian Ellis.
Dude.
IanEllis.com, 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 Ian Ellis, Ian Ellis. Ian Ellis is your daddy. I'm the Chicago Mike King, baby. I'm the king of all open mic nights.
In ancient times, all kings had at their courts a court fool. And sometimes it probably was true that the fool was a crazy person who had a peculiar capacity for making inappropriate remarks. And there's something about inappropriate remarks that can be very funny. And in this way, of course, the person who could make inappropriate remarks at the right moment can sometimes bring the house down. But actually, as time went on, the function of the fool became more sophisticated than that. And he became a person whose function was not simply to make jokes and to be a funny man, but to remind the monarch of his humanity, so that he would never get too stuffy. See, that was in a way the function of the fool. He was reminding you of your finitude, of your mortality, and death at the end, in somewhat the same way as monks used to keep on the desks in their cells a grinning skull. Now then, I try to think whether there is any institution in modern society that really corresponds to the court fool. And there isn't. There is, of course, the political cartoonist, there is the satirist, there is the commentator, but he doesn't sit in the president's office. And the president can ignore him altogether if he so chooses. We don't like, nowadays, anyone to suggest that our social institutions are not altogether serious. We can't stand it because we're much too insecure. And this is a very dangerous state of affairs. And so it really is high time that in many ways the institution of the fool was reintroduced.
Who is Ian Ellis? People oftentimes ask themselves this, but it's typically a response derived from awkward brushes with two internet trolls who do a show on Podbean with Nick, a man who claims to have been raped by a ghost. Ian Ellis, Chicago open micer and alleged hate fucker. His calling card? Bashing their legs to the point of disfigurement. Ian ends up meeting a disgruntled porch pirate with lightning wit and zero shame, and sparked the beginning of a beautiful and dangerous business, using brash humor to push an agenda which aims to attack at the core of what comedy is, especially stand-up comedy. How did these seemingly innocuous pranksters worm their way into every imaginable podcast within arm's reach, being mentioned on such shows as Red Bar Radio, and exposing Jim and Sam live on their own show? Fill your Jim and Am basket with popcorn and strap in.
Take your fucking shitty fucking fedora and go eat a dick.
Screw it then. We'll do it live. Oh, hey there. Welcome to the offices of Ian Ellis LLC. Have you always dreamed of being a comedian? Well, I have an opportunity for you. Come on back. Many people dream of being a comedian, but don't like to be bothered with writing material, and that's why Ian Ellis LLC is perfect for you.
One of Ian's trademark moves is to self-deprecate to the point where the audience is uncomfortable.
Here at Ian Ellis LLC, you'll be provided with a blue hoodie, glasses, a fedora, 30 extra pounds of weight around the midsection, new material every week, and a baby. We'll give you a fucking baby. Now, a lot of people are asking, how am I going to go viral as Ian Ellis? Well, we have a trademark strategy that we will share with you. First, you find a show, Say and Z, Jammer Nation, Unbleached, whatever the fuck is on the internet these days. Then, you start mentioning Ian Ellis. The next step is, you bring in the management and CEO who will fight for you. From there, you start booking gigs and making cha-ching money.
And it was money they made. Upwards in the hundreds of dollars.
If you're not moving forward and calling these people out, when shit's not getting done. Yes, I'm pissed, but goddamn, when are people going to get pissed? When is somebody going to say?
Why are you wearing a sailor's hat?
A prime example of this poetry in motion was early 2018 when the CEO infiltrated a stream hosted by a man larping as a seaman in the Navy, calling himself the Admiral, and boasting about his position on gun control. But the poor Admiral didn't stand a chance against CEO's character, Tyrone Buquan.
Why the fuck do you care? Why the fuck do you care I'm wearing a goddamn sailor's hat? What, does that fucking bother you? Is that the fucking conversation? Why I'm wearing a goddamn sailor's hat? Are you trying to talk about you been drinking? Calm the fuck down and get off my fucking
You gonna tell me to calm down?
I'm telling you to calm the fuck down. Calm down your shit talking. Don't come at me with anything about my fucking captain's hat, motherfucker. Calm your fucking ass down.
Stealing a hat from a dead sailor.
I used to steal a goddamn joke from a goddamn
What Medal of Honor winner did you take that from? What Medal of Honor winner did you take that from? You take that from some World War II veteran?
Okay, motherfucker, you're so stupid. I got it on goddamn Amazon.
Earlier today, Joe Booney, an 18-year-old Muslim sportscaster and YouTuber from Canada, was befriended by the dastardly duo sometime last year, although the precise date of their first encounter remains a rather large mystery. The corporation enjoys razzing the Toronto Maple Leafs band to the point of absurdity.
I had my friend come over, Jamal. I knew him since I was 5 years old. And I can't even describe this. I can't even say it. They called my friend the N-word because not only he was my friend, because he had a different color skin. Are you freaking kidding me? And not only that, they embarrassed me. They embarrassed my mother. Suicides are happening because of this situation. I am devastated. I am devastated. And those nudity pictures, those pornography, whatever, that was disgusting. I can't remember who that was, but that was disgusting.
Their campaign would continue with the vicious trolling of Jiminam, a 40-year-old Asian man who did a podcast with former Howard Stern whackpackers and camgirls.
Yeah, by the way, let's all just be serious. The only reason why Jiminam has that bitch on the fucking air is to get free minutes for her sex shows. You pay her money and then she gives you a Skype show. Like, it's not even a real. She's not even a real hoe. She's like she's too cheap to fucking use like a real streaming company. And then you have Dante Nero call in trying to offer representation.
Their jocular behavior began to catch the eyes of prominent streamers, not excluding admitted doomer Matthew Stearns from Unbleached.
I mean, I'm straight, but I had a penis in my mouth.
Matthew Stearns, colloquially known as Broke Bar, for his setup resembling a watered-down version of Red Bar Radio, and his affinity with the Scars Club, made his bones trolling human sprinkler Saiyans rage. An ex-convict turned O&A gossip columnist from Rhode Island, known for coining the popular phrase, "You're 40, you're white, you failed at life, stupid."
Use a track phone, you poor piece of shit that your fat girlfriend probably pays. You got monetized playing Opie and Anthony reposts. You got monetized fucking playing SiriusXM's content, and then you fucking showed up out of nowhere in this laundry room with your fucking cell phone and some USB cable, thinking you're a fucking broadcaster, bro. You're not.
After cutting his teeth on a lisping primate, Brokebar turned his sights on Jiminam. But he may have bitten off more than he could chew.
Is this Unbleached?
What's the matter, guys? Everybody upset over here?
Your channel, bro.
You're waiting for a firefighter to cut a fucking hole in your wall so you can leave your apartment. Shut up. I'd love to see your history, you big fat fuck.
Well,
I like the show.
Shit,
I really think that you have better potential than talking with retards every night for 7 hours. But hey, somebody's got to do it, right?
Like being gay is cool. I'd suck penis too.
Threatened to leave.
Hate you, cocksuckers. Jesus Christ, Naperville, put your tiki torches away.
Is that good?
The group loosely solidified an alliance, a triad if you will, and were considered somewhat bad boys in this universe. But it wouldn't last long. Later that night, after Jiminam shut off his stream, he would call into the tail end of Matthew Stern's 12-hour IRL stream under a disguised voice and rant like a lunatic for over an hour, repeating the phrase, "the wrong brother died," in reference to Matthew's brother passing recently.
Appreciate you.
Like a schedule or something that you come on, bro? I mean, like.
Well, I do a weekly podcast that you could check out, 9 p.m. every week, right here on this channel, and I do sporadic streams throughout the week.
What day, like during the week that you?
You know what you can do since YouTube is so fun to use and awesome. There's a bell right next to my subscribe button. You just hit the notifications twice.
Shut up, you
dumbass. You're such a fucking idiot, you stupid. You're a dum-dum, aren't you?
Wow, listen to
Fucking
Jimmer
idiot.
calling in,
You're such a
pretending to
pussy,
be
you
someone
little
else.
cutlass. You gotta hang up like a little bitch that you are, and you fucking
He finally
hang
called
up
in.
hack.
Jim, say it.
Comedian
Say
that
it.
don't even fucking make any
Bye
sense.
forever.
Yeah, fuck.
Forever.
Penelope to go.
Jimmer.
She probably wants to
Jimmer, bye forever.
For whatever reason, Jimmer had now forgotten about the corporation altogether, it seems, and had laser focus on Matthew Stearns.
Into a corner. You don't know what I'm capable of. I scare myself sometimes because I have nothing to lose. Wake up every morning being bashed in the head from every angle that I possibly can be bashed. That's what I live for. What truly gets me out of the bed to become much more successful and better at my craft are people like you.
Jimmy called his mother and left an objectively distasteful message for the still grieving Bostonian matriarch. The corporation wasn't done with Jimmy just yet.
How you doing, honey? What do you think about your shithead son? That loser. The 27-year-old fucking loser named Matthew. What's wrong with him? Can we talk about him? I am sorry for your loss. Died of AIDS or I don't know. I don't know the entire story, but Matthew said he had an enlarged heart. And I apologize that the wrong son died. I know every time you look at your son now, Matthew over there, he's a failure. And it's really, really sad. But every time you look at his face, you're like, why didn't this shithead die? Why didn't he fucking die? Why did my great... I don't know. I wanted to just send my condolences to you. You know, he just passed away this year, I guess. Or last year. I don't know. Honestly, I don't give a fuck. But your son is in the basement selling his clothes. Designer clothes to make rent. Go force him to get a real job. Not doing a good job.
An evil and twisted side of Jim and M would emerge after this encounter that even his staunch supporters would take umbrage with. His metamorphosis into the Yellow Mamba would not be complete until after streaming the unbleached program with a picture of Matt's brother and what appeared to be a funeral procession with such titles as Rot in Hell crawling across the screen. The message was clear.
I'm actually at work. I work at Verizon, but I'm just at work right now.
Calling into a show engineered by Jim and Am and hosted by cam girl Jessica Jade, the CEO LARPed as elephant tusk earring aficionado Dante Nero, convincing the Shang Tsung impersonator that he indeed was the part-time Verizon / full-time pimp and alleged grave robber. He was able to conduct a saucy interview with the beautiful Jade.
Oh,
This guy, does he not sound like Tracy Morgan?
Wow, that's what we
This is
should...
Dante Nero. I'm a comedian. I also do a podcast called The Beige Phillip Show.
Yeah, nobody heard of that, and he's not a comedian. Yeah, I could do a Dante Nero. How's my Dante Nero Red Bar? Hey, Red Bar, how's my Dante Nero? You jealous? Huh? You fucking stupid.
Red Bar picked up on this somehow and watched the entire segment on his show, making strong critiques about the content and the fact that Jim and Am had been fooled by the CEO. This enraged Jim and Am.
Hey, fuck you. Fuck this piece of... I want a piece of shit bald ass motherfucker. Stupid ass beard and stupid ass tattoos. You know how many times I've been called a chink and a gook and a jab and a chink and a nip? Fuck you. Hit him. You know what? I'll find out your real name, bitch. You don't know who I am. You don't know who I am, you motherfucker. And I'm gonna find out everything about you. You know what? Trust me, I'd break this guy in fucking 10 seconds, like I said. Put me in a fucking ring with this motherfucker. A cage. You know who I am. And once I find out who you are, where does he live. I'm gonna find out where you live, bitch. I'm gonna find out your phone number. I'm gonna find out everything about you. Don't ever speak about me, Red Bar.
And it kind of goes like this. It's kind of 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. We must talk in every telephone, get eaten off the web. We must rip out all the epilogues from the books that we have read. Into the face of every criminal, strapped firmly to a chair. We must stare, we must stare, we must stare. We must take all of the medicines, too expensive now to sell. Set fire to the preacher who is promising us hell. Into the ear of every anarchist that sleeps but doesn't dream. We must sing, we must sing, we must sing. And it'll go like this, alright. While my mother waters plants, my father loads his gun. He says death will give us back to God, just like the setting sun is returned to the lonesome ocean.
But humans are running out of water. You can go 3 days and you're dead. You might be able to drink blood. I don't know about that. I don't know if there's enough water in blood to drink blood instead of water. I'm getting a gun. It's not to defend myself. I'm just gonna kill my family first. I put up with enough of their shit. You're not killing them.
I don't start it, I end it. I don't start trouble with nobody. I didn't ban anybody. Tell them. My hands are here.
I earned these murders.
Big facts.
I want you guys to know that I support abortion in every case, except for rape babies. If you kill a rape baby, that's like tampering with evidence. Blood samples go bad. That kid has fresh blood every day. If I had a rape baby, I named him Exhibit A. Everywhere I go, I'm like, you know what? He looks just like his father. If you see someone who looks like that motherfucker, call the police! I want to see this goddamn case solved! My name's Ian Ellis. I'll let you good night.
Before we begin, subscribe to Pop Vulture Inc. for more videos like this. In this chapter of the story, we cover the history of the corporation. You could even call this a prequel in some ways, as we will fill in some of the most notable cracks of the saga.
I found out my wife was planning on cheating on me, like was sexting back and forth with her ex and talking mad shit about what a piece of shit I was. So I told her to come home. So this is my first marriage. So she comes home, we get screaming, arguing, match, and it's over. We decided it's over. We fully agreed. I called my father, who was still alive at the time, and I was like, "Can you get me a plane ticket? Can you get me out of here? Like, I don't want to do nothing." And my wife starts like mocking me and mocking my father and mocking my mother.
Daddy.
Yeah, exactly. So I was a young, emotional man at this time, just in my early 20s, and there's this idea called a hate fuck. Which is actually called rape, but I was calling it a hate fuck, which is where you grab your partner, even though they're mad at you, and you start fucking them, and by the end of it, it's consensual, and you get back together.
Rape, yeah.
So I go in for a good old, school hate fucking, and she kicks me really hard several times, and so
colloquially known as rape.
I started punching her in the leg, hard as I could,
Okay,
and then once I realized, yes, I did beat my wife, she ran off, terrified. Well, she limped off. You know, you can't really run when you've I've been both sexually and physically assaulted.
Yeah, that's crazy. You just gave out some deep
I would
shit.
hope you never get to that level of like emotional or depravity. Like I hope you never sink that low. So my wife leaves, and now here I am in Baltimore. No friends, no family, no wife. I've just beaten my wife and attempted to rape her.
Piece of shit.
Realizing like I'm a complete piece of shit. Like I've turned into everything I never wanted to be. I didn't want to be abusive. Like my father was.
And you looked around at your neighbors and said, "I'm just like them."
And
what's the point?
Decided I gotta kill myself. This is what I gotta do. There's no other way out of this. It has to end. Even people that want to die don't want to cut themselves. It still hurts. So I went to go get wasted before I did it. And stumbled into an open mic where I did comedy for the first time. And the audience sort of picked me up. They bought me shots.
It all
I went home and said, you know what? I'm not going to kill myself. I'm going to leave and start a life of comedy.
So instead of killing yourself, you killed a group of people's ears at night.
Yeah,
Don't
it's
you
just
feel
so like
terrific?
comedy's just the thing that keeps you alive now, regardless if you suck at it or not. You have to do it to stay alive.
That was for a long time.
Through tenacious Facebook messaging, Ian Ellis had formed a rapport with former award-winning male stripper and comedian Nero. He was getting quite thirsty, even being accused of coming under some type of squared pimp hypnosis.
Welcome to the Ian Ellis podcast. I'm Ian Ellis. Today we're joined by a very special guest. You might know him as an ex-stripper or an ex-pimp, as a comedian, but he's soon to be known as an author, Mr. Dante Nero.
What's happening? What's going on, baby?
So you got a new book coming out called Get Your Balls Back. Do you want to tell us what the book's about?
Yeah. Well, let me give you the whole inception of it in the first place. I know my good friend, one of my best friends of all time, Patrice O'Neal.
Yeah.
He was doing some stuff on Opie and Anthony, basically just talking about his ideas. It's just basically what we like to call bitch management. and Opie and Anthony had said to him on air that he needed to do a show. And he called me up and said to me, like we constantly were on the phone, we were kicking on the phone about that subject, bitch management, and he asked me to come on as his second chair because him and I had very similar thoughts on relationships and stuff, and what was actually I guess what I like to call the destruction of men in our society, and that was the birth of the Black Phillip Show, and we did the Black Phillip Show, and it really ended up being kind of this cult classic, and people, this was like almost 4 or 5 years ago. Everybody, I had a series of fans who just kept looking up these old shows, and they posted them on YouTube and stuff, and it became this whole phenomenon. And after he passed, well, not even after, even before he passed, I was getting Facebook and emails from people that wanted us to do the show again. They constantly wanted us to do the show. And then after he passed, it really was kind of a situation where people had been asking us to do the show, and they wanted me to pick up the show. And so I just thought that this was some information that guys needed to hear, just in terms of how to handle themselves in a relationship. And I figured we're actually getting ready to start the podcast within the next 2 or 3 weeks.
Oh, that's beautiful.
The podcast is going to be, the original name of the radio show was Black Phillip. It was kind of a spin-off on Dr. Phil.
Yeah.
But instead of calling it Dr. Phil, it was called Black Phillip. The show was called Black Phillip. And I'm not really black. I'm kind of like a light tan. So we decided to call the show Beige Phillip. And it's basically my homage to Patrice O'Neal, the Black Phillip Show, and what we were doing at that time.
Nick G, before he went crazy and became a Proud Boy, started a show with his roommate, the cherub-faced sports enthusiast, broadcasting school attendee and future CEO of the corporation known back then only as Chris. They called the show Red Phillip, paying homage to both Black Phillip and the Dante Nero headline Beige Phillip Show, which Ian Ellis helped produce. Being recognized for his comedic work, Ian was invited as a guest on the Red Phillips show, and eventually became a permanent fixture as third mic.
You know, if you're a comic and you watch, you know, I remember going to a show with Patrice and Tony Woods, David Tell, Greg Giraldo, and I think Mike Britt was hosting. And those shows, it was such deep water. Like, if you were a new comic and they asked you to do a spot on there, you'd be like, no, thanks, I'm good.
Oh, shit.
So,
not even to showcase, like, even if you think you're good enough?
Yeah. But you go to those, watch those guys and you go, nah, look, I'm not, I don't belong here, you know?
I can't hang. It's like when they tried to, feed tomato cans to Mike Tyson. Just eat bums.
That seems like...
You're not going to win.
Yeah, that seems like that should almost be the defining moment of if you're a great comic or not. If you can bang with all the other great, like, the other comics that have been in it forever.
Well, you got this. You gotta take into consideration there's different styles of comics, and like for instance, like Gaffigan. Well, I think he's a funny dude, but if you heckle Gaffigan will not go back and forth with you. He'll go, listen, if you heckle again, I'm gonna have security remove you. That's pussy. And it's funny that you mentioned Jim Gaffigan, because he's exactly the person I was thinking of on Tough Crowd that really couldn't get in on the Double Dutch. I was watching his episode and he just couldn't do it. He was sitting there and they said something like, well, Jim, what do you think of that? And he's just like, I got nothing to say, man. He just couldn't do it. So it's interesting to watch. To me, it's like you could seem like an amazing comic on stage when you're alone, no other comics, messing with you. But you are a great comic when you can bang it out with all the other comics and sit there. And it's not even about the stage anymore. It's like just sitting at a table with a bunch of comics. Yeah. And you can go back and forth and hold your own. That's, I think, when it's like a defining moment.
Hey, Nick, from the wonderful North American city of Toronto. Hi.
Yeah, this awful cold country. I'm just calling. I'm wondering what you think Opie might want to say off air that he can't say on air. Any speculations towards that?
Well, I don't know, but as I had speculated earlier, I think it comes down to there are certain things, and again, these are some of the personality things that I had talked about, that he can do when it's just me and him in a room talking, that he can't do in front of all of the fans. It's like, I don't want to deal with a passive aggressive kind of a thing. You heard it during the Great Grape argument. That the way he dealt with that argument is very indicative of how he deals with a serious discussion like that, and I really don't like it and don't want any part of it.
So is it just the passive aggressive stuff, or is it more maybe he wants to say, hey, it's done for good, and he doesn't want to do that on air?
Maybe that's the case too.
On With Apologies, Nick would be harassed for his call into compound by the CEO and Ian Ellis, telling him that they were kicking him off the show, which prompted him to throw his equipment out of an apartment window and send it hurling to the Toronto streets, only to find out it was just a bit schemed by his co-hosts.
I read through a lot of shit on the internet about the show, especially on Reddit now, and it's astounding how wrong some people have everything. But it's equally as amazing how absolutely perfect others have it.
I see. Well, I'm just wondering, because I run my own little podcast myself, right? And we try to be as honest as possible with each other, and it's fucking brutal. We basically, we want to be junior O&A because we just love you guys that much, right? My question would wind up being is, if I'm the Opie in the situation, which it honestly looks like it's going that way, how would I avoid being that?
How would you avoid getting into this situation on your podcast?
Well, no, what I mean is I don't want to be the Opie kind of guy. So from your point of view, how would you, keep from becoming that? How to be more honest about that kind of thing?
Look,
I'm obviously not the person that should be assessing anyone's mental health.
Nick began to sink deeper and deeper into Proud Boy ideology, and eventually just stopped doing the show. It was quiet for about 18 months, until Ian Ellis decided to reunite with the CEO and change the name to Without Apologies, which wouldn't become With Apologies again until Nick was acquired during this merger with a network known as the Rostog Army, forming the RDA LLC. Rostog, vaping plumber from Florida and current producer of the RDA LLC network that hosts a universe of characters, first burst on the scene as an antagonist to professional RD Lane Death Watcher Sayan's Rage. He also trolled Danny Pancakes Ross, former producer of the Opie and Anthony show, eventually partially adopting his name as his own.
I got a question.
Yes, go ahead.
I thought you had a problem with talking about a 10-year-old dead show. You fucking hypocrite punk bitch.
Hey man, if that's
nothing to say, hey man, nothing to say, you little
Right, now
pussy
you-
hypocrite. Now you're his co-host. Yeah, he's your fucking co-host.
No, he's not my
Sad
co-host.
little fuck.
But the
Silent.
fact-
I
no.
know he's not. He's trying to be.
I know,
You need to get rid of this punk bitch.
but
He's dragging your ass down.
The fact that you named yourself Dan E. Ross, dog.
Yeah, like, you're such a fucking asshole, bro. Like you
Shows yourself
based
out
your
of
whole
obsession.
moniker on me.
Danny knows who I am. He's
Motherfucking guy posts
he's so
YouTube
pissed at me
videos.
every day. Listen to him go off. Listen to him go off on who he knows who I am.
Yeah, but you
Go ahead,
named
Danny.
yourself after him, which is
Hey,
weird.
quiet. Shut up. Go ahead.
Don't tell me to
Don,
shut
you're
up.
gonna keep talking.
No, go ahead, Danny. It's your show.
Okay. So, I think I saw your last YouTube video. It got like 7 views. I was very impressed.
Yeah, that's not much less than yours. And you're
It was
trying.
in the toilet. Sure, I have no
Is that
problem
the one
with
where I flushed your podcast review down the toilet?
intriguing. It was a
It
great
was.
video. It was very not only intriguing but clever. It was clever.
Thank
Cyan,
you.
why
Thank
are
you.
you moving? Stop packing up your apartment in the middle of this.
His aggressive behavior and deadpan humor became iconic and slightly intimidating to others, being mentioned by artistic fog breather Porcelain in his Joe Matarese documentary. It was on the same stream which Rostog had challenged Danny Pancakes that we are introduced to Bo Bandy, a weed-smoking Hispanic man and admitted daddy's boy. Nonetheless, he wiped the floor with Danny, insinuating that Anthony had fucked Danny's mom and that he was fired from Rockstar for sexual harassment, both claims which are alleged, of course. Rostog and the Ian Ellis Corporation recognized each other's abilities and also shared a new lust for attacking Oriental shock jock Jiminam. Matthew Stearns also threw his hat in the ring.
Yo, just want to give a special shout out to Unbleached and the crew. Had a good time on Discord tonight, chitting and chatting. Appreciate the shout out on your show. Hope people come check out my videos, subscribe and like. And if you're checking out my shit currently, go check out Unbleached shit currently. And then we can all be happy and shit. And we can fight the oh shit, my weed fell.
Using Rostog's channel, the corporation struck a merger along with a plumbing buddy of Ross known as Producer J, aka Bobby Cucillo.
I, commander of the Rostog Army, here recognize Bobby Cucillo as the new Lieutenant General of this army. Congratulations, Bobby.
Hey Unbleached. You continue to use the radio report as a way to get attention. You're the self-important dick. You literally believe that you're an important figure. We can tell you that Jimmernham didn't community guideline strike you. Our sources say that it was related to the Ian Ellis crew. They knew it would send you over the edge. They knew that you would freak out. This was designed to set up the bit. The parody of your horrible show. More updates coming. Subscribe to the radio report and hit the alert bell.
Matthew Stearns likes to have fun, but history shows that he doesn't play well with others, as shown during this interaction with longtime friend and former co-host of the Unbleached program, Tony. As backdoor alliances began to become more frequent, a rift seemed to develop between Unbleachers and the RDA LLC. The precise flashpoint is difficult to pinpoint. Although passive aggressiveness existed between both camps, each had bigger fish to fry.
music, right?
You're over here going, so how doesn't the world figure out how to block things? It's called fucking filtering. When you turn the filter off, you can fucking play whatever the fuck you want.
Okay, no, I mean, tell me that, yeah.
How stupid is like Tony tonight, guys?
No, I'm out of it. It's not tonight. I'm just out of it. I get it.
No, it's just like, how do I fucking explain that to you? I don't, without coming off like it's the most boring fucking thing in the world.
Yeah, but you go into a stream and you do TTS and somebody says, hey, this is Don A. Fuck you, man. That's all? They pay money to say that?
Are you trying to run an ad for it or something?
No. I'm trying to understand how it works.
How text-to-speech works?
I know how that works.
Do I need to fucking, like, do an ad for it? Like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude?
My question is,
when people fucking send me money, they usually send a little note with it's good stream, and it goes bling, good stream. Usually, if you go to Asian Andy's stream, they're fucking going, you know, they're saying outrageous shit. That's usually what TTS is designed for. It's designed to say nice accolades to the streamer, and other communities use it for toxic shit. Like, dude, you don't fucking go out there and advertise, hey, we want toxic shit over here. Let's put that out there. No one's gonna come over here and do it. They're gonna be like, these guys are faggots.
So you don't go out and play, like, offensive music or anything?
Can we make fun of Dawn A? Seriously.
Sure.
You're a retard.
Rostog found himself in a brutal war with Zane's Entertainment, and began to feel tension from his own co-hosts about the direction of the show, as Unbleached was dealing with a revolving door of co-hosts, a wine-guzzling doxer, and a toxic chat that would verbally berate him his entire show, though to his credit, the kid has wicked heart and streamed despite mounting criticism and adversity. Scion Z accused Rostog of an awful and untrue claim concerning his family, which fueled a hate-filled war that causes Saiyan Z to still curse Rostog at the mere mention of his name.
You're getting smashed again, you dumb fuck. Another time you're getting smashed. You brought it to another show. Go the fuck away. You'll be the only one telling yourself tomorrow that you choose.
Fucking stupid
ignorant creature. You're getting smashed again, you dumb fuck. Another time you're getting smashed. And you brought it to another show. You are Smoke Phillip, you gap-toothed, fucking stupid pussy.
You're nobody, you're nothing. I'm about around smashing you, and no one's even gonna see it because you only got 60 subscribers.
One of the corporation's biggest moves of 2018 was to expose the recently apparent suicidal Jim Norton as a bit thief, claiming his beloved Chip Chipperson character was actually a ripoff of the Jerky Boys. Mike David was eager to do a deep dive on this topic, so, lazily, I'll let him explain it for me.
Clip of that. Wait, I gotta pause. Can you get me a Dasani, please? Of course. Thank you so much. These little niggers have been going down like water, man. You gotta drink when you're carnivore, bro. You're flushing out all your electrolytes. Beautiful.
It's not my
I hope
fault
this
that
one's
this
good.
is so terrible.
It's not your fault at all, but I can't believe these are even uploaded in this quality. You know, how was this even recorded? I couldn't even make audio sound that bad if I wanted to.
I want to, I'm going to take this, Ian in Chicago we're going to go to. This is
Look
just,
at that.
yes, sir.
So much better.
What's cracking, baby?
Hey, buddy.
Ian, shout out to Sands Entertainment.
Oh, the guy's the best.
He really is a gem, isn't he?
He really is he's starting a revolution.
He's getting to the bottom of a lot.
There's a 16-second clip on YouTube that shows that Chipper might be stolen from the Jerky Boys.
You know,
I'm wondering if you could. Okay, yeah.
I believe it is true.
Yes, that's what I did. I listened to the Jerky Boys and I said, aha, I'll ruin my personal life with this. No, the clip you're talking about, Ian, the character, it's a gay character that, which Jim Norton more stole than Chip.
See how he's putting on this whole attitude like it's all funny, it's fine. What are you talking about? They're accusing you of stealing this character that you kind of ran with and you're making your living off of now. And he's going to pretend like it's so funny? I don't know. I think this might be the tell. This might be how Jim Norton covers things up with this happy, casual way of responding.
That he does, and where it goes, or something, he says, or you do this or something.
Let's hear the clip.
But yes.
Oil is something.
Yeah. Hang on, let's hear the clip, bud.
You're far from Daytona or Epcot or something? I don't think you know geography or something too well. That doesn't sound right. Florida and New York. You're being silly. Go ahead. What, you want him to try this thing
That's
out
ridiculous. I know the character.
Wow, they shut it down immediately. Now, they have the clip immediately, by the way, ready for the guy who randomly called in. So that's weird. And then immediately, Sam goes, "Oh, that's ridiculous. Oh, what do you mean it's ridiculous? It sounds nearly identical." To say it's ridiculous without even, listening. They gave it, 2 seconds. It's ridiculous. What do you mean it's ridiculous? It sounds identical. You could at least say, yeah, it does sound identical.
The jerky voice.
It's very ridiculous for a couple of reasons. We'll play that entire clip, which is about a 3-minute phone call, which I may have heard.
This is his thing. Oh, yeah, it's very ridiculous. What do you mean, very? Now you're throwing a very. Oh.
What the fuck was that?
That was creepy. I hope we don't lose power here. I'm the only person who does something like this, probably. Or maybe not. Does anyone else use a backup battery? I refuse to get one. They're super cheap. I refuse. I feel like if the power goes out and you lose it all, it was how it was meant to be, But here, it's very ridiculous. Very. Why is it very?
In my life, I don't remember it, but again, I've listened to the Jerky Boys, so it's possible that I heard it. But Chip evolved. Chip started out being like, and it was in my personal life, and I would do it to annoy my girlfriends, and then it began changing over the air.
For a second, I thought you were saying Chip evolved.
Wait, but that was
I'm both Chip have
evolved, lisps, and you both have lisps.
But no. The fact that or something. But when you listen to that whole clip, I mean, to think that I listened to that at one point, and then developed Chip.
That's right.
And then years later brought that in. It's silly. So to answer your question, of course not, Ian.
Yeah, let me skip Frank Rizzo and go right to this character.
Yeah, one is a gay character, and Chip is just an aggressive, angry asshole. But we'll play the entire.
It's delicious.
Paul.
Okay, listen to this.
You can find it. It's Jerky Boys, because I looked for it. Jerky Boys. Look for Florida Daytona, because he mentions Florida Daytona in there.
Daytona.
But it's a gay character named Jack Torres.
Yeah, Jack Torres, that's the name of the character.
Yeah, who is
So he's explaining, no, I didn't steal Chip Chipperson. It sounds the same. He's saying it doesn't sound the same. The Jerky Boys character is this gay character, and he keeps repeating that the character's gay. Chip Chipperson's not gay, so how could this possibly be a stolen thing? The Jerky Boys character is gay. Chip's straight. No, these are all made-up delusions, okay? None of them are, having sex.
Very funny.
We'll just get all silly and shit.
Yeah, but that's, Chip is not...
I just like to fucking dance.
Yeah, I think that one right there, the Florida, the tropical state, right there. We'll play that when we go into break. All right, Ian, does that answer your question at all?
Yeah, I was wondering if you were going to maybe stop doing the character. As far as
I was wondering if you were going to maybe stop doing the character. What a brilliant line. And that must have driven Jim Norton insane. And this is what I noticed here. I noticed that should drive him insane. Tell this guy to fuck off. I didn't steal shit. That's what he should do. But Jim Norton is overcompensating with the niceness. No, I'm probably not going to stop doing the character. So that's what makes me think he is actually lying. I don't think he stole the Chip thing. I think he heard it, and, then it kind of, like all the voices. What do you think? James Fritz's voice wasn't stolen from James Fritz? I mean, every voice you do you had to hear it somewhere. So he like built onto this, probably without even knowing, and then somebody showed him this last week. He probably freaked the fuck out when he heard about this. He probably rehearsed what he was going to say over and over 50 times over on this show to make it sound cool, calm, and collective, right? So I love that Ian says, so yeah, just wondering if you're going to stop doing the character. Like, stop doing the character? I built my whole life around this Chip Chippison. The Chip Chippison show, the $60 cartoon scandal.
I was wondering if you were going to maybe stop doing the character. As far as comedy being dead...
Hold on, Ian. Am I going to stop doing... Of course not.
Why would he stop? Ian, why would he stop doing the character?
Like that literally, people use the word stolen. Like that actually you think that I sat there and went, that's a great line.
I think it's more like the Dane Cook situation where it's like you heard it, or you've said that in the past that you don't watch comics.
That's why I don't watch comedy. But it's not like I had a gay character. Well, it's not like Chip is going, oh my God, I got to go down there and do this.
No,
it was like he just
not...
said something in the context of a bigger call, and we'll play the entire call, and you listen to that, and you think I listened to that call, and then came up with this character years ago in my personal life, and then brought it on the air, and then changed it. It doesn't make sense. So of course I'm not going to stop doing the character.
Ian, do you really think that Jim took the character? That Chip is stolen from Jack Torres, or are you just like you like stirring shit?
I don't think he took it like, oh, I'm going to run with this. This is going to make me millions. I think he heard it. It sat in the back of his head. He forgot about it. He started doing it with his girlfriend, doing it on O&A. And then eventually he got the show and didn't realize that he had jacked it.
Wait, Jack, hold on.
Now that you understand.
Have you heard the entire phone call, that entire phone call? Tell the truth.
I don't need to. That's
oh, my God.
Seconds is... Don't you, oh my God, I mean, this is better than like,
but Jack,
this is America, this is, or something.
Ian.
It's like half your whole gig.
Yeah, see, that's good. I'm glad that Ian stuck up for himself there on that call. And said, don't, oh my God, me. As if it's so ridiculous to think that this was stolen, So I'm glad that he is sticking up for himself. Ian Ellis, 24,000 plays. If you've ever seen him on Instagram, he always shows you that. 24,000 plays he's had on his podcast.
Haven't heard, Ian, you have not heard the whole call. So we'll play the whole call. You hear what that character is.
It's Jack Torres. It couldn't be more different from Chip.
It's a gay character.
It's literally 2 words.
Or something.
Yeah, or something. He's just talking about it. It's not like that's the whole thing. Listen to the entire
Chip wasn't built on or something.
No, that's the point. It's just something he says like a piece of garbage.
It's enough that it could be in the back of your head, and you could just start doing it as a gag,
Ian,
and then it evolves into Chip.
I understand what you're saying, and I understand that the or something sounds like Chip, but I'm telling you that that's not how the Chip character came to be. I'm telling you, I'm being truthful with you. I thought about it. I searched out the clip. I'm like, let me listen to the clip, and it's simply not what happened.
You know what's disgusting? That Chip is so successful that people are looking to find chinks in the armor. This can't be real.
But you can't totally discount the explanation either, and you have to hear the entire call. We'll play it going into break. It's a call that I probably have heard in the past. I didn't remember it when I heard it this time, but we'll play you the entire call, Ian, and you can see the tone of the character. It's just a different thing. But don't say you don't need to hear it. Of course you do.
Okay.
All right, pal. But I did not steal it. No, I've never heard something and went, aha, I'm going to take that.
And then they play the entire Jerky Boys call, which is what he keeps referring to. You got to hear the whole call. And it sounds even more like Chippison. So we will keep you updated on this story here.
I'm not happy. I'm really I'm kind of upset because I got a tweet earlier today, and we're going to check out a video. Let's just get right into this so I can fucking rip him a new hole.
Right after we started making Dante Nero, this popped up, and it's a video of somebody calling into another show. I don't know what show this is. We'll find.
I don't know what show this is. What, you didn't do research, you fuck? Look at his stupid-ass tattoos. He thinks he's a man. He's such a man that he has these ugly-ass tattoos. It looks like Detroit fucking, what is that shit on his fucking his left arm? It's ugly. You're fucking ugly. You look 50. Fuck you, you piece of shit, wearing that stupid-ass hat.
Video of somebody calling into another show as Dante Nero, but kind of doing my impression of Dante Nero.
His impression of Dante Nero. Who the fuck is Dante Nero? Google this.
Never heard of him. I've never heard of him.
They talk about shit that nobody cares about. Dante Nero? Dante Nero
Sounds like a crackhead.
Never heard of this guy. Who the fuck is a Dante Nero? What an idiot. Let's continue. Go Google Dante Nero. Do you think anybody would know who the fuck Dante Nero is? Not me.
Sounds like a
douche. I gotta let you know, he does it a lot better. It sounds, when I first heard this clip, I thought this was a clip of Dante Nero calling into a radio show.
Because you're a fucking idiot. And he's got a nice microphone, but a shitty, I mean, that's a shit setup. Yeah, try to do what I do. He can't do what I do. What is his name? Red Bar? He calls himself Red Bar.
That sounds ridiculous.
Dude, I would kick his ass in like 10 seconds. Literally.
Probably.
Bitch.
They're going to take a call from what's supposed to be Dante Nero. Let's take
everybody
a
knows him. All right, 304, you're on with Jessica.
Hello. Yeah, it's Dante.
Dante?
Dante Nero.
Him sucking on that vape pen, thinking he's like, oh, the shit. You're a fucking loser, dude. Doing this for 6 years, YouTube or whatever, on radio for probably a decade or longer. Dante Negro.
I'm seeing you.
Yeah, Dante Negro. That's what he is.
Jiminan, after realizing the error of his ways, cried for over an hour on stream before Don A., who had his own brushes with the LLC, but that's for another day, talked Jimma off the ledge. Brokebar joined in the folly at the end, but this seemed to re-energize him, and like a phoenix rising from the ashes, the Yellow Mamba was born.
All right,
life is what you make it, like I says to you.
What's
right?
0 times 1,658?
Keep that chin up, little soldier.
Oh, you don't know 0 times 1,692?
You're going to keep trucking along, and I promise you're going to make it in life.
What is 0 times negative 455?
Hey, you never know. You might make it up to the fry machine. Just keep fucking working. Keep paying attention, right?
0 times 1?
And don't pay attention to that ex-wife of yours.
Okay,
She
so I
don't know
guess
that.
you're a real retard. Holy shit.
Stay strong, bro.
This time is different. It's not like the times before. But I cross my heart that I won't kill no more. Jesus, watch over me, keep my anger at home. You better bless these wicked hands, 'cause they got a mind of their own. Don't go downtown. The devil whispers in my ear, it's time for your curtain call. So I dress myself on up with alcohol. Step aside, step aside. Oh, let the whistler through. There really ain't no help at all for folks like get your goddamn hands up, don't you look at me. I'm started, I am. I'll start trouble alone. No one's dying here. Well, I came to get it on. Let's get it on. different, not like the time before. But I cross my heart that I won't kill no more.
This is a new era, man. This is guerrilla information warfare. We are not going anywhere. I've said from day one that I know where the fight for freedom of speech is headed. I've known for 2 years now. I call it a media insurgency for a reason, because I knew 2 years ago that we were going to be fighting in caves, hiding in caves, fighting little insurgencies. That's what we have to do now. I've been ready for this shit.
You know, good old Hershey Mershey right here. I went and tried to comment in his D-Live, and he demuted me and kicked me because obviously he can't handle having somebody that's better than this shit than him.
Those Revenge of the Sith guys, by the way, they all live
Clickbait caught that.
condo in downtown Tampa. It's all in one fucking bedroom.
Oh, that's by you, ain't it?
So when you see Nightwave and when you see Daywave, Revenge of the Sith, whatever dumb shows they do, they're all from the same bedroom. They all live together.
That's fucking weird.
Oh, it's like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
He loves Charlie and the
They
Chocolate
don't
Factory.
want you to know that, but they all live together. That's why they have.
They all sleep in one bed.
Royce and his wife pay the rent. Mersh is the guy on the couch.
Oh no, that's crazy, dude. That's
And it's
fucking.
like their grandparents.
That's sad.
rented a fucking condo.
That's kind of like when the curtain comes back and it's Kyle. You know what I mean? It's kind of sad. You're like, oh.
I mean, it's sad to watch old white men try and stream, not be funny, put in time and effort for what, 100 views? Ew.
Hey, cause you're 40 and white, you failed at life, you're 40 and white. What you niggas don't understand, you failed at life, you're 40, bitch. Hey, wait, but what you niggas don't understand, you're 40 and white, you failed at life. Hey, Dez, how come he won't buy you a ring, you fat cow?
I have no idea what's happening in chat because I have
Neither
no
do I.
idea.
I'm just glad it's exploding now.
Yes, we are 40 and white. You're right.
Yeah.
And I know a few people are going to like this one. So, I was able to procure an exact address, and imagine my surprise when I found out that Michael, a.k.a. Mersh, Royce, and Marie, that would be Royce's wife, they all live in the same fucking house. So
I don't even know, like, is this world centered around something, or are these all people who used to Red Bar fans, or
This clip was posted by With Apologies.
Weed man! These motherfuckers got everybody on the internet figured out.
do they have their own subreddit? Like, what is the connection between all these people? Does everybody live in Joe Booney's neighborhood?
Welcome to Joe Sports Channel. Welcome to Joe Booney on Facebook, and welcome to Taker Devil One on Twitter. And I hope everyone is having a wonderful Monday. Monday is a great day to spend time with Joe Booney and speak real news and speak real sports.
And that's how you don't listen to Smart. He thinks Joe Booney is the best, so. I respect sort of Ian Ellis. Like, Ian Ellis is more like, he's a wannabe Mitch Hedberg, but he's most likely like Andy Kaufman. He's doing behind the scenes to make myself laugh. But they'll never get it. They'll never understand. They'll double down. That's what people do when they're wrong. Most people, they just double down.
I know. I'm a pain in a lot of people's asses. And I wouldn't have it any other way. I wouldn't have it any other way. I enjoy this. I enjoy this.
So basically, I'm getting ragged on and called a spurgy little turd and shit by a guy that's 36 years old, does never owned a house, doesn't currently have a vehicle, has a horrible driving record, can't keep a fucking job at any place other than a fucking strip club, and is now basically going after people on the internet because he feels like he was made for this. Well, Mersh, I was made for destroying people like you. Because I ain't got all this stuff. At least I got my places and I pay for my things. But goddamn, homie. How are you and fucking Royce going to sit on the other side of the fucking house from each other on Zoom and act like you're fucking in different places when you guys are literally sitting in the same spot?
Talking shit about, oh, I'm going to kick Mersh's ass. How about we meet in person?
Mersh, I challenge you to meet me at the Olive Garden by your house, where I will buy you dinner and beer, and we will break breadsticks over our many misgivings.
DeFango wants to meet me in person. Why is it that ever since the Anthony Joshua, Andy Ruiz match, every fat Mexican thinks he's Muhammad Ali now? What is that shit about?
I mean, seriously, bro, you're renting a room from your homeboy and you're making money off the internet, off of attacking people, and you're literally the most attackable person on the fucking planet. It's absolutely unfucking believable that you even have the audacity to try to say anything about me. You know, when I got spurgy bitches like you that have absolutely no class, no fucking remorse for any things that you do, and you think that you're gonna just be able to steamroll me? Oh no. No. That's not gonna happen there, folks.
Relax, you balding little shit. Leave them alone. Don't acknowledge them. Don't bother. These people don't get any fucking play ever.
Shoutouts to my boy, Ian Ellis. He was around the Chicago comedy scene. I knew him once.
Week after week, Mersh would bring up the likes of Don A, Unbleached, Rossdog, Ian Ellis, Merlin DeFango, and Host Busters, responding in 40-minute tirades to the slightest of slight criticisms. Now bear in mind, these are channels with much smaller audiences who, I can only assume, are simply having a little innocent fun at Mersh's expense.
Let me help the enemy. Go ahead. Here, I'm going to give you guys links. All the guys you want right here. Here's that Ian Ellis fella. You guys can please go check out his channel. Oh, he's so good. He's so good. He's the best. Here's Unbleached. Oh, no, what was that Ross Dog guy, right? Ross Dog. Who, by the way, anybody that calls themselves anything dog, D-A-W-G, in 2019 should have to fucking... who should be fed into a wood chipper. There's Ross Dog. Please, I'm posting the link in the chat. I'm urging you to check him out. He needs you guys. He needs the numbers. These guys need your help. Unbleached Radio. This nigga has been around. Talk to me now. I remember Unbleached from 2012.
And go watch an Ian Ellis stream with CEO from 2012.
This guy's been around a long time. He only has 500 subs. He needs you guys.
Joe Bunny passed 500 subs. It only took him 5 years. Did he, stupid? He's still going to get another 500.
They need you. They need somebody. They need anybody. Somebody, for the love of God, go pay attention to these people. Because I don't know how much longer they can wallow in irrelevance. I don't know how much longer they're going to survive. Attention and success is like oxygen to them. They need you. Please, guys, please go watch their show because they need you. You see that, boys? You see how it's not going to work? They don't want to watch you. You understand? You could produce a videotape of me fucking a baby to death.
Hey guys, welcome to With Apologies Land. I'm your host, Chucklefuckers the Clown. I really hope you're enjoying the channel that you're watching. But you may not realize this channel is only a single ride in a vast amusement park. So I'm going to try and explain the layout of the land to you so that you can explore and have a little bit more fun here with Apologies Land. So, back in 2012, there was a little show called With Apologies. This was hosted by Nick Goy, the CEO, and Ian Ellis. It was originally called The Red Phillips Show, but Dante Nero talked us into changing it to With Apologies. In 2016, Nick became a Proud Boy, and he disbanded the show because he's a loser. Well, Ian and CEO continued trolling on the internet, and that's when they formed the Ian Ellis LLC, which is another channel where you can find archives of people that we've been screwing with. Now, back in 2018, the Ian Ellis LLC combined with the RDA, the Ross Dog Army, and formed the RDA LLC. Yeah! They brought back the show and they changed the name to Without Apologies. So you should subscribe to the Ross Dog channel, where every Sunday from 7 to 10 they do a show. Unless they don't. It's getting kind of sporadic lately, but just hang in there, we'll be around. Now, Ian has his own podcast called ianellis.podbean.com if you want to use the internet, or just go to whatever app you use to listen to podcasts and search Ian Ellis. On there, you'll find Ian Ellis's original podcast, which has new stand-up material every week, gossip about comedy, and the back end of our universe. He also tries to keep relevant archives of everything from our universe, including old episodes of With Apologies, Without Apologies, and subsidiary shows that are attached to our universe. Now, over on the Ross Dog channel, this is the main hub of our network. You have the Ross and Jay Show, which is on every Friday from 7 to 10. Ross and Jay's show is every Friday, unless Don A is on, and then they're over on the Don A channel, so subscribe to Don A. In addition to Don A, there are channels that we are friendly with, such as Pop Vulture Inc, otherwise known as Clickbait. Various characters from our show will occasionally show up on his show when he live streams. He also made a documentary about the With Apologies RDA LLC called The Corporation, Too Dumb to Fail. I suggest checking that out if you want to understand what the fuck is going on here. We're also friendly with channels like The Griggy Man, Unbleached, and several others. Sometimes. Killer Corn, we like that guy. Now we have a variety of different channels. There's Chicago Open Mic, which features past hits from Ian Ellis and With Apologies, as well as weird shit that we've just put together. Then there's the Ian Ellis LLC, where we keep choice clips of all of our fools and people that we make fun of, as well as outstanding clips of things that we've done very well. We also have periphery characters like Joe Sports Channel, who has a variety of channels of his own. There's the Joe Sports Channel on Facebook, as well as the Joe Sports Channel on YouTube, and Radishing Cougar, a channel where we take clips of his show and remix them and make them into a more enjoyable experience for you. We also have the Cult of Black Phillip. That's right, that massive channel, the Cult of Black Phillip, belongs to us, and we will occasionally stream on there. In fact, there are unlisted videos and unlisted streams called Phillip Wave, which was the origin of the channel Phillip Wave Radio, a new channel we created solely for screwing with blowhard reactionary commentators like Revenge of the Sis. We also have the original With Apologies channel, which posts choice clips that may or may not be relevant to our universe. I hope this has helped provide you with a better lay of the land so that you can more thoroughly enjoy the amusement park that is the RDA LLC. Stay tuned, guys. More to come.
Ian Ellis is your daddy. I'm the Chicago Mike King, baby. I'm the king of all open mic nights. That's right.
I love it.
I want you to call me the king I want you to refer to me as Mr. Radio Report. That's what I want you to do, okay? I just took over your show. Now you can't even get a
I'm
word
letting you talk.
in edgewise, dude. I want you to go to the Improv because I will never be there. But I will be at open mic night at the shitty fucking comedy club down the street somewhere in Walmart or I don't know, but my name is Ian Ellis. I'm the comedy king. I'm going to be the next fucking Mitch Hedberg. That's right. Oh my God, I'm so excited right now. That's right. I am Ian Ellis. I am Ian Ellis. I rule the world of fucking open mic nights in Chicago or Boston, wherever I'm at. But I love it. I get a kick out of it. And I am jerking off to this scrawny little piece of shit now because I tricked him. I am actually Ian Ellis, ladies and gentlemen. Follow me at ianellis.com, .org, .info, .net, .unbleach. I don't know. Just keep following me because I am the king.
Fucking writer.
I am the fucking king of all open mic fucking nights, okay? So you're going to see me at the next open mic night. There's a bar over there in Chicago and also Boston, all right? Because I go to the March of Dimes because I'm such a pussy.
Oh, hey there. Welcome to the offices of Ian Ellis LLC. Have you always dreamed of being a comedian? Well, I have an opportunity for you. Come on back. Many people dream of being a comedian, but don't like to be bothered with writing material, and that's why Ian Ellis LLC is perfect for you. Here at Ian Ellis LLC, you'll be provided with a blue hoodie, glasses, a fedora, 30 extra pounds of weight around the midsection, new material every week, and a baby. We'll give you a fucking baby. Now, a lot of people are asking, how am I going to go viral as Ian Ellis? Well, we have a trademark strategy that we will share with you. First, you find a show, Say and Z, Jammer Nation, Unbleached, whatever the fuck is on the internet these days. Then, you start mentioning Ian Ellis. The next step is, you bring in the management and CEO who will fight for you. From there, you start booking gigs and making cha-ching money. Now, you may be thinking, why don't I just use this strategy for me? Well, not only have we trademarked trolling the internet, but we also believe in violence and intimidation. So don't fucking cross us. Now, some of you may not be interested in being earners. Well, that's why you need our CEO Golden Package. The CEO is the head of a giant pyramid scheme in which a CEO manages managers who manage Ian Ellis's across territories across the United States. Ian Ellis's work gigs making money, which they used to pay the managers, which the managers used to pay you, the CEO, who sits on his fat ass and does nothing. Now with each job, not only will you be making money and new material, you will receive one Joe Booney bumper sticker and an opportunity to work at a Plucky Duck, Popeye's Chicken, KFC, or Boston Market near you. Prices and participation may vary, so check in with your local CEO before you walk in there.
About the truth, about how he didn't talk to Patrice for over a year before Patrice died, okay? Patrice cut that guy out of his fucking life because Patrice realized that this dude was a slimy, well, I guess, you know what, he's not slimy, he's a buffalo. You know, he was a buffalo, he cut him off his life. Dante was not allowed to go to the funeral. Him and Patrice were not fucking close.
Comment.
Yeah, you may have noticed that was filmed on the Cult of Black Phillip, a very successful YouTube channel. That's actually owned by the RDA LLC, aka with apologies. When I found out they was trashing me, I tried to buy them out. In fact, Fatback had to mute his phone to avoid laughing in my face. It was very humiliating for me. Yeah, it's true. I was offered the opportunity to come on the call to Black Phillip, but I was scared because I don't like talking to the callers. They're always so mean to me. In fact, my only way of dealing with criticism is to block people. Like when I got a text from my arch nemesis, the CEO.
CEO, can you do a good Arena Nation impersonation? Can we make that our way to get Arena Nation into this universe? Can we hook them up with Kevin?
Brilliant. Why are him and Michael Arana not like? Why are they not a dual ballot?
Call him back.
You know what? I can't even do a good Michael Arana. I really can't.
Do it anyway. I need to make some videos.
He won't know the difference.
Just be Michael Arena's publicist. He's got 10,000 subscribers. He's a busy guy. Yeah.
Just do a black guy's voice.
I wouldn't say Michael Arena. Sounds
Kevin
like a
Clark,
black guy.
the People's Political Party.
Please leave your message after the tone.
This is the Arana Nation. Michael Arana here. And it's impossible to get anything done. I want Kevin Clark to call me back to be my running mate. We're gonna take that tacky-headed Mac Daddy out, Justin Trudeau. The Arana Nation.
Woohoo.
Get it, Ian. Follow the Stupendous Podcast.
Guys, this room needs to loosen the fuck up. Yeah! You guys aren't laughing at shit. This diverse array of comedians. Your host is a Latin kid. Looks like he's selling M&M's for his football team. Thick ass mustache. He's 11. A woman? Yeah. Talking about her problems. All kinds of white people. 30 different shades. Nerdy white people. Alt-right, NPCs. They all have opinions. I'm going to talk about special needs kids. Is that okay? Retarded kids. You know they're an endangered species?
Yes.
This is real. You can Google this.
Yep.
They're not like rhinos. Like killing them doesn't give Asian people boners.
Christ.
It might. They're weird. They're fucking weird. They buy panties in a vending machine. They're fucking weird. Can you believe they're an endangered species? They're scanning babies. And they're like, do you want to have a retarded kid? And parents are like, we're young, we'll try again. Jeez. Now they're parading these kids in front of Congress. Can you believe that shit? Kids out there chasing butterflies, eating pennies. The shit those kids are up to, and they're like, come talk to Congress and be serious. I think we should be able to survive. We are important. Jesus. Oh my God. I think we can let them go. They're not important to the ecosystem.
Okay, you have no fucking clue.
They're not like bees.
You have no fucking clue.
If bees dies, we go extinct. If retarded kids, we can live without them.
Don't use the R word, asshole.
They don't even want to be retarded. Ask them.
Don't use the R word.
Nobody wants to have a sloped head and squinty eyes.
My honest son is smarter than you, you idiot.
Probably is.
Hey, honey.
I'm
Keep
just
it down. You need to calm down.
Why is that?
Because you're being rude and disrespectful.
Everybody has a line, man.
Yeah, you're an
Everybody in this room is going through some shit. Everybody has feelings. Life isn't easy.
I know.
The universe fucking hates people. You know that, right?
Well, then...
You guys want to talk about the fat lady in the back? She's not your friend, is she? She keeps interrupting the show. I've been nice to her in the past, because I could tell from looking at her that her life wasn't working out. Like gentle gloves, gentle hands, God already hates her enough. But she's still here! Let's talk about that fat bitch.
What's wrong with the punches?
Y'all booing like you like her heckling. Let me tell you what I know about her life. She's bipolar, manic depressive, fibromyalgia, morbidly obese, has a colostomy bag, special needs son, and a husband left her. I don't know that much shit about my own wife. And I just met this burden of a person. You're gonna sit here and let her heckle your show. Shame on a fat bitch. You know how evil she is? Evil?
That is evil, that is evil.
Do you know what a Jew bluff is? A Jew bluff is when a Jew tricks you into giving you your money. A double Jew bluff is when you give a Jew your money but you feel like you're doing him a favor. She's doing a triple Jew kike. You have any idea what kind of 3D chest it takes to make the move she's making? You don't trust me on how evil this bitch is!
She's a triple threat.
She has been here heckling, threatened to get kicked out. You know what she does? Oh, you want to kick me out? I'll bring my special needs son! 4D chest! You don't want the press release. You're not kicking me out for heckling. I got a retard with me. You heard him in the back of the room. I thought there was a cow in the back of the room. It was him mooing. She's back there chewing his cud right now.
What the fuck is wrong with you, dude?
I'm done being nice to this bitch who keeps interrupting and won't leave.
Why
are you here?
Feed him a quarter.
Do you know how long it takes to get good at stand-up? You either gotta be God-given talent, and it's clear that God doesn't like you, or you gotta put 10 years into it. She ain't got 10 years!
Oh, shit.
Did you hear the laundry list of shit that's wrong with her life? Comedy is not a priority. She got about 400 more pressing issues to take care of before she starts trying her hand at being Rodney Dangerfield. She's gonna stand here and let her fuck up your night. This is why I'm hated.
Judge Dredd, execution.
You guys want to talk about voting? Politics?
Oh, God.
Want some hot takes? I don't like voting. You vote someone in and then shit goes tits up, like my set. And then what happens? Rather than blame the person that fucked up, you blame the other team. Well, you voted for him! How about we focus on the person that fucked up? Or maybe the one that's a reptilian pedophile. That person should be taken down. Turns out Alex Jones was right about the Lolita Express. Google it! Ow! I don't hate you. I don't hate anybody. You guys want to talk about Cameron Esposito? Do you know her?
Yeah.
Saw a lot of dudes that look like lesbians here tonight. You're probably Cameron Esposito fans. Slick lesbian haircuts, bunch of bull dykes. You guys, I saw you fellas.
Brad?
Yeah, Brad. Rhea Butcher, look in your flannel shirt. You gonna eat some box tonight, huh, Leslie?
You butch
Fucking gag. Cameron Esposito. I knew her once. We were comedy friends. She was an open micer, like you jerk-offs. Now she was a cultural icon in the gay community. Right? She, like, if there's an Illuminati of gay, she's in it. That's how gay she is. She's not gay, I have sex with people of the same sex. She's like, if gay was a gang, she got jumped in and then started taking over territories. She's a power gay. She's a Hillary Clinton of the gays. She's not the HNIC. That's Hannah Gadsby. Right? The N stands for Nanette. She's the head Nanette in charge. But Cameron Esposito, friend of mine, she's a gay. I gotta wrap this up. I want to ask her a question. She was married to a young lady named Rhea Butcher. She There's an open micer that used to open for her. Hopefully that's not a Me Too moment. You know, Milo says that all gays are predators. And I like him. He's my kind of gay. Milo's the kind of gay I could get behind. Cameron's like, I like her as a friend, but I don't like her as a gay. Her and Rhea Butcher got divorced because she was beating that bitch. Rhea Butcher looks exactly like Conan O'Brien. And now I want to ask Cameron Esposito, do you, as a gay, find Conan O'Brien sexually attractive? If we're all just people poured into containers and trans stuff really doesn't matter, would you fuck Conan O'Brien? Because I think that would make an excellent power couple.
I eat his pussy.
Conan Esposito? Cameron O'Brien? Alright guys, I'm over my time. My name's Ian Ellis. I love you. Good night.
Should we take a break? Should we keep going?
When you said you were gonna like go
Here's the
into
thing,
her,
man. You
I
gotta
did
be
not think you were
careful
gonna
what
fucking
you wish
go
for.
hog wild. But you ain't
I
bad.
said, because
She won't
deep
be heckling
down,
again,
every
I don't
day
think.
I say,
We'll see.
You were the fucking heckler in there, heckling a woman and her son.
Like, why do you think he's
What the
making those
fuck?
noises? Like, can you even
Oh.
relate to that?
No. Why did she bring him here?
I don't know.
I know exactly why, because
What?
we were going to throw her the fuck out, because she's been thrown out twice before.
But you don't speak for the establishment. You're not we.
She's not a good person.
You can't say
Go talk
we
to
or
her.
good.
She's a terrible human being.
That might be true.
Son out for it.
I know,
How
that's the
funny.
problem that I don't
How
like,
fucking
man.
funny.
It was getting like uncomfortable when you were talking about her and all of her problems, but when you start talking about her son,
I didn't
there's a
even say
cow
too
back
much.
there. Oh no, that's her retard son.
No,
moving.
I sincerely
You're
asked
a
the
bad
bartender
person
what
at
the
that
fuck that
point.
was, and she had to point out to me that it was
Defend
her
that.
I'm a
Defend
bad person.
Defend
She
that
brought
joke.
him here. I'm not supposed to acknowledge it. I'm not supposed to acknowledge the reality in front of me.
Defend the joke where you say, "Is that a cow
It was
in
funny.
the back?"
It was funny. He's making cow noises. It's fucking funny. There's a retarded kid in the back making cow noises. That's not funny to you? See, you're being moral, but you're not being funny.
Well, have you thought it through?
Well, sort of. I mean, I don't understand all the details. Do I need to?
Details? What details?
You said that everything would be different.
It will. Have you made a decision?
Is it safe?
Safe? Of course it's not safe.
But then how can I know for sure
Look,
that...
look. This changes everything.
All radio is dead. All radio is dead. All radio is dead.
I'm afraid of radio wars.
You niggas try playing a nigga,
Who is this guy? Who is this? Read that comment down there, Lance. Do you see it?
This guy Ian Ellis sounds a lot better than Sansi.
This dude has ruined being Asian for dynasties. Forget about Star Trek. There's not going to be another Asian in space for generations.
He's a man with respect. He respects women 150%.
She's not even a real hoe. This is the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life. What the fuck were you pushing me to?
And one of her front teeth that is cut with a slant, like a 45-degree angle. How the fuck does that happen? It looks like someone cut it with a rotary tool.
Yeah, get Ian Ellis on the show. He follows me on Twitter.
Spell it, Joe. I spell booty.
He's a radishy cougar. And if he thinks I'm fake news, well, you know what? Come see what fake news is, because I'll teach you what fake news is, because we are real news with Joe the Fighting J. We are real human beings, and nobody disrespects me.
That was your gay.
Make fun of my show all you want. Hey, I don't care. See, you're the joke, not me. You're the biggest joke on the face of this earth. You don't know what you're talking. You don't even make sense. You can't even show your own face. You have the stupid mic. What's this? I don't need no mic. Do I need a mic to be on my show? No, I don't need a mic.
I don't need nothing. I just need a camera, my sports show, that's it. You have a basement that is broken down, holes in the wall. Welcome to the gaming channel. Give me a frickin' break. I'm better than you, 150%.
You address the question. Who addressed the question, you fucking bitch-ass chink Stern? Seriously, who wants to watch Rice Stern?
You got me.
Are you fucking scheming?
Yes, Timber
freak?
works really hard all day to put these shows together so that he can get 15-minute cam shows.
Yeah.
Yes.
We get like guys that are just literally obsessed with Patrice O'Neal. I don't understand that.
I apologize. My name's
I
Ian.
know.
Let me
Fuck
introduce
you.
myself.
I laughed at all of your jokes. I laughed at all of Alan's jokes. I'm always good to people. Go fucking fuck yourself, dude.
What do you feel like I did to you?
Just go. Just don't talk to me.
I
Do not talk to
apologize.
me. Do not talk to me. Go away.
Alright, well, I apologize if
Well,
I
no,
made you
I
feel
don't give
bad.
a shit. Go fuck yourself.
I want to make amends.
Yeah, no, you were horrible. You were horrible, and you humiliated me in front of a room of people that I care about and respect. So please go away.
I apologize
No,
if I
you're
made
not
you
even
feel
any
that
good. So please go away.
way. Thank you,
No,
and I'm sorry.
go fuck yourself. And fucking take your fucking shitty fucking fedora and go eat a dick.
So this little fag, he goes, I don't like Radio Wars, and he fucking does this shit?